I have no feelings whatsoever for you, she declared, seeing me happy with someone new, regret makes her cry. I have no feelings whatsoever for you. Those words pierced through me like a dagger. She meant them, or so I thought. But then she saw me happy with someone she always said was prettier. Her walls crumbled. Her tears spoke louder than her words ever did. Was it too late to fix what we once had? Let me take you inside the moment she couldn't take back. And trust me, you won't believe what happened next.
Hey, story lover. Welcome to the Narrative Hub, Reddit Stories. Believe me, this adventure gets wild, but it's only epic with you. Seriously, you make this possible. Want more stories? Greater adventure? Smash subscribe right now. Smash like. Comment below. Let's go.
The memory is seared into my mind as sharp and clear as the day it happened. We were at our usual spot, the daily grind, a coffee shop with worn-out armchairs and the constant smell of roasted beans. Jennifer Smith sat across from me, her hands wrapped around a porcelain mug she wasn't drinking from. Her eyes, which once held a universe of affection for me, were now two chips of ice. I just don't think this is working anymore, James, she said, her voice flat, devoid of the warmth I had known for 3 years. I remember my own voice sounding distant, weak. What are you talking about? We're fine, we just need to communicate better. A small, dismissive smile touched her lips, it didn't reach her eyes. No, she said, finally looking directly at me, we don't need to communicate, we need to end this, I have no feelings whatsoever for you. There was no hesitation, no flicker of doubt. It was a declaration, a final judgment delivered with the cold finality of a guillotine. The phrase wasn't just words, it was the sound of a door slamming shut, locking me out in the freezing cold. I was a burden she had just dropped, and the relief on her face was the most painful part. In that moment, James Anderson ceased to be a person she loved and became a problem she had just solved. The world around us kept moving, baristas called out orders, people laughed, but mine had just ground to a sickening halt. What I didn't realize then, sitting in the ruins of my life, was that this devastating end was not just my story. It was the prologue to hers, a story she would come to regret with every fiber of her being. The weeks that followed were a blur of gray. My apartment felt cavernous, each room echoing with the ghost of her laughter. My best friends, Brian Martin and Scott Lopez, tried to pull me out. They show up with pizza and bad movies, their attempts at cheerfulness bouncing off my silence. You gotta get out of your head, man, Brian said one night, snatching the remote from my hand. She doesn't get to break you. But I was broken. I replayed her words over and over, dissecting every syllable, searching for a lie, for any hint that she hadn't meant it. I found nothing. So I did the only thing I could. I disappeared. I muted her on social media, archived our photos, and dove headfirst into a brutal regimen of self-repair. The gym became my sanctuary, the weights a physical manifestation of the emotional load I was trying to lift. Work became my obsession, a place where logic and results mattered more than feelings. Slowly, painstakingly, I started to rebuild. I wasn't just putting the old pieces back together, I was forging new ones. I was building a version of myself that didn't need her validation to exist. And as the months passed, a strange thing happened. The ache in my chest began to fade, replaced not by bitterness but by a quiet strength. It was the wake-up call I never knew I needed. I was becoming a man Jennifer wouldn't even recognize, forging a life that would one day become her greatest source of regret. But that chapter was still to come, and the twist was better than I could have ever written myself. 6 months after the breakup, I was on a hiking trail in the Drakensberg Mountains, the air crisp and clean, when I met her. Emma Moore. She was sitting on a rock overlooking a valley, sketching in a small notebook. Her smile was genuine, lighting up her entire face when I awkwardly asked if I was heading the right way. We ended up hiking the rest of the trail together, talking about everything and nothing. It was easy. There were no games, no pretense. She saw me for who I was, not for who she wanted me to be. Our relationship bloomed with an authenticity I hadn't realized I was missing. With Emma, I wasn't walking on eggshells. She loved the nerdy parts of me that Jennifer had only tolerated. She encouraged my ambitions instead of seeing them as a threat. For the first time, I was in a partnership, not a performance. I was genuinely deeply happy. And for the first time, I understood that what I had with Jennifer wasn't the epic love story I'd thought it was a lesson. One weekend, Emma and I took a trip to the coast. She snapped a picture of me mid-laugh with the ocean roaring behind us. It was a simple photo, unposed and full of joy. She posted it, tagging me. I thought nothing of it, it was just one photo. But in today's world, a single photo can be a spark in a room full of gasoline, and my phone was about to explode. I didn't know it yet, but karma had just kicked into overdrive. My phone buzzed late that night, and again, 47 missed calls, all from Jennifer. Then came the texts, a frantic waterfall of "we need to talk" and "I made a mistake and please just call me." Then a voicemail notification popped up. I hesitated before pressing play. The sound that filled my ear was not the cold, confident woman from the coffee shop. It was the sound of someone completely unraveling. A raw, ragged sob punctuated by my name. James, I saw you look so, I didn't mean it, any of it. The full story came a few days later from our mutual acquaintance, Jessica Thomas. She met me for coffee, a worried look on her face. She's not doing well, James, she said quietly. The guy she started seeing right after you, total disaster. He was everything she claimed she wanted, wealthy, flashy, and he treated her like an accessory. When she saw that photo of you and Emma, she just broke. Jessica leaned forward. She told me she thought breaking up with you was what she was supposed to do, what her mother and her influencer friends told her was a good move. But seeing you genuinely happy with someone else made her realize it was the biggest mistake of her life. The cold mask Jennifer wore had cracked, the confidence had vanished. The woman who felt nothing was now, apparently, feeling everything, and that storm of regret was heading directly for my front door. The question was no longer what she felt but what I was going to do about it. It was just after midnight on a Tuesday when the knock came. The rain was lashing against my windows, a perfect cliché for the drama about to unfold. I opened the door and there she was. Jennifer Smith, drenched and shivering, her makeup running in dark streams down her face. The icy composure was gone, replaced by a desperate, pleading vulnerability I had never seen before. I was a fool, she choked out, the words tumbling over each other. I was scared and I was stupid and I listened to everyone but my own heart. I thought I wanted a different life, but all I've ever wanted is you. She reached for my hand. For a split second, the old James, the broken man from the coffee shop, wanted to reach back. But he wasn't there anymore. I just stood there, my expression unreadable. I wasn't angry. I wasn't happy to see her suffer. I felt nothing, the exact thing she had declared she felt for me. Just then, a light flicked on in the hallway behind me. Emma appeared, wrapping a robe around herself, her expression soft with concern, not jealousy. She looked from Jennifer's tear-streaked face to mine, and her presence was a quiet, powerful anchor to my new reality. I took a steadying breath and finally looked at Jennifer, really looked at her. I'm sorry you're hurting, I said, my voice calm and even. I truly am, but the man you're crying for, the one who would have done anything to fix us, he doesn't exist anymore, you made sure of that. I saw the last flicker of hope die in her eyes. You stood in that coffee shop and you let him go, I continued, my voice gentle but firm. I can't bring him back for you, he's gone. I slowly and deliberately closed the door, the click of the latch echoing the finality of her words all those months ago. I turned back and saw Emma standing there. She didn't ask questions, she didn't need to, she just walked over and took my hand, her warmth chasing away the last of the lingering chill from the past. Her touch was my present, her love was my future. Jennifer had declared she had no feelings, and in the end she was right. Her feelings didn't matter anymore. Because, standing there in the quiet of my home, holding the hand of the woman I loved, I had finally, completely found my own.